On a quiet August afternoon in 1924, a silent film captured something extraordinary. A sitting U.S. president on a simple summer vacation. But in this footage, hidden behind his famously serious face, is a story of immense personal tragedy. We'll show you some amazing footage, pictures, and uncover the hidden grief, the family secrets, and the simple life of a president just after his unbearable loss. This isn't just history, it's a window into the most human of moments of President Calvin Coolidge. This is Plymouth, a tiny town in Windsor County, Vermont, where the total population was just 641 people in 2020. This is the place where President Calvin Coolidge called home. He was born and raised here, and it is also where he is now buried, in the Plymouth Notch Cemetery. When the film was shot in August 1924, President Coolidge and his wife, Grace, were back for a 2-week visit, a tradition he continued as president. What's incredible is how the president ran the country from here. You can see his summer White House in the film, which was actually the second story of the town's general store. The dance hall on the top floor served as his temporary office. It is a powerful image of a man leading the most powerful nation in the world from a humble rural town. Side note: during Coolidge's midterm presidency, the office of the vice president was vacant between 1923 and 1925 because there was no constitutional mechanism at the time to fill a midterm vacancy. When President Warren G. Harding died in August of 1923, Vice President Coolidge automatically became president, leaving his former office empty. The issue of vice presidential vacancies was resolved by the 25th Amendment. Coolidge was elected to a full 4-year term in 1924, in which Charles Dawes became vice president. As we watch the film, you may notice President Coolidge is wearing a black armband. This small detail tells the most heartbreaking part of the story. Just a month before this film was shot, in July 1924, the Coolidge's youngest son, Calvin Jr., died at just 16 years old. At the White House, he had developed a blister on his toe from playing tennis without socks, and the blister became infected, leading to a fatal blood condition. This trip to Plymouth was a solemn journey, a time for the family to grieve in the quiet comfort of their hometown. These pictures were taken just a week before Calvin Jr.'s death. This picture is a week after his death. You can just see the pain in their faces. The family is now resting in peace next to each other in the town's cemetery. In this same town, in the very house he was born in, a little over a year earlier, on August 3rd, 1923, Coolidge had taken the oath of office to become president. He had learned President Harding had died, and his own father, John Calvin Coolidge Sr., a notary public, administered the oath by the light of a kerosene lamp. The home was a place of both national and personal tragedy for the family. I want to stop for a moment and talk about First Lady Grace Coolidge. The first time I ever saw an image of the First Lady was her official portraits. I have found them to be by far some of the most elegant portraits I have ever seen of a First Lady. Before being First Lady, Grace Coolidge was a teacher at the Clark School for the Deaf in Northampton, Massachusetts, and had a lifelong interest in deaf education. These are some great images I came across of Helen Keller reading the lips of the First Lady at the White House. The Coolidge administration supported disability causes, particularly through the efforts of the First Lady. Helen Keller visited the White House in 1926 to raise funds for the American Foundation for the Blind and met with both the President and the First Lady. Despite his grief, Coolidge did not stop working and continued to fight for the causes he believed in. In August of 1924, the same month as this footage, he signed the Indian Citizenship Act, which gave full U.S. citizenship to all Native Americans born in the United States. It was a major step for Indigenous people, though it was sometimes seen as a move towards assimilation by some Native American nations. Fun side note. The last widow of an American Revolutionary War veteran to receive a pension also came from Plymouth, Vermont. Her name was Esther Sumner Damon. She married Noah D. Damon in 1835 when she was only 21 and he was 75, just 2 weeks after meeting him. She is also buried in Plymouth Notch Cemetery. After seeing the Coolidge's gravesite, I can't help from bringing up the stark difference between Calvin Coolidge's gravesite and his predecessor, Warren G. Harding. If gravesites were personalities, these pictures definitely tell us a lot about the differences between the two men. The clips from the film Visiting Around Coolidge Corners is so much more than a historical record from the archives. It's a reminder of a man, a president, who endured immense personal loss while carrying the weight of a nation. It shows us that even the most powerful amongst us are just people. Calvin Coolidge State Historical Site in Plymouth Notch, Virginia, opens seasonally from late May to late October. You can tour his birth and homestead, which are the buildings that he was sworn in as president. The historic general store and a working cheese factory are also open for tours. Plan to spend a few hours with a tour guide offering valuable insight into his life. The closest major cities to this remote community are Albany, New York, and Manchester, New Hampshire, both located roughly 2 to 2.5 hours away by car. So, what did you think of the film? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating moments. Thank you for joining us today. We invite you to watch all our videos from famous funerals to diving into the archives to find generations of history.